That stays on the 22nd.
About a minute.
So there's nothing tomorrow.
We have an announcement for those who may be needing language interpretation.
Okay.
Si alguien necesita interpretación de inglés a
Am I
español,
good to leave now?
alce la mano porque tenemos una interpretación.
Do you want to get a shot?
A ver, alguien que necesite interpretación, alguien.
I don't care. Yeah, stay here for a second, then I'll shut you
Alguien,
up.
alguien,
Okay.
todavía. All right, perfect.
Thank you, Mr. Morales. With that, we're going to jump right in. Good evening again. I'm so excited to see and welcome everyone back here to Jackson Reed High School. I'm Scott Brown, principal, going into my third year as principal here. So it's really been nice to spend the last 3 years with our students. Or I should say 2, going into their third and final year. That is the goal. That is our purpose. That is what we do as we get ready to make sure each and every one of you earns your high school diploma. And we like to do these orientations because for us it's an opportunity not only to share a lot of information, and I know you've reached this milestone, and congratulations to all our students for reaching this milestone. So it's not just about giving information, but it's also about making sure you know who will be working with your child throughout the course of their senior year, because we know that relationships go a long way in making a positive high school experience. So you can see there's a lot of information that will be shared, and different individuals will be coming up to speak to you about various topics this evening. And that's what we're aiming for, that's what we're working towards. That's a picture of this past year's graduation. And I'm really thrilled and looking forward to shaking the hands of all of our graduates in June. So let's not lose focus, let's not forget our purpose, let's not lose sight of our mission and vision here at Jackson Reed. And there are a few things that I just want to briefly share. This slide here may look familiar because it shows our focus areas as a school. And if you recall last year, we talked about our North Star here in Jackson Reed, focusing on our career and technical education programs. We talked about attendance and we talked about literacy. Those were the overarching focus areas, priority areas as a school, and I'm here to stand before you and tell you that those 3 things will continue to be our focus areas, only we're just clicking the microscope on them a little bit. All right? Now, as it relates to written expression, students, we want to build strong writing skills for each and every one of you. So we'll be focused on evidence-based writing, making sure that our students and scholars are writing with evidence in all their courses. For attendance, we're really focused in on chronic absenteeism. We have students coming in, the in-seat attendance rate went up this past year, but we really want to make sure that our students, especially those who might be missing 10% of the school year, that they don't. Especially for our seniors, because we know it can easily happen for our young people. Historically, once you reach the senior year, what happens? Students start getting that dreaded disease, senioritis. And they start stopping and slowing down and thinking, I'm good, I'm about to graduate. So you'll be hearing from our attendance counselors and members of the attendance team around how we can make sure we're coming to school and making sure that we do and learn everything that we're supposed to in this most important year. And finally, when I mentioned career and technical education, we're drilling down on that, focusing on post-secondary planning. We want all of our students, but especially for you seniors, who in about 10 months you'll be graduating from us and going on with your life. We want you to have a plan for what you're going to do next. Whether that be college or whether that be career, we want to set you up for success so that you can one day be employed or be an employer. Okay, so our career academies, you'll hear more from Mr. Williams about that this evening. It's important. And the reason we love and I'm such an advocate for our career academies is because they do the 3 things. This should sound familiar to you. If not, I'm going to repeat them because, again, these 3 things are the 3 things that I've seen successful high school students all do and have in common. All right? I'm going into my 10th year as a high school principal. And these three things, all the students that have a positive high school experience and do well in high school, they have a goal after high school, they have a trusted adult, and they surround themselves with a positive peer group. So young people, it's not too late. If you don't have a goal, start thinking about it, because time is moving quickly. That college, that career, what do you want to do after high school? Identify it now. That trusted adult, you're going to hear from some today. Make sure you find somebody that can help give you some guidance as you navigate these next 10 months. And finally, surrounding yourself with a positive peer group. Make sure you have people to your left, to your right, that you spend time with, that also are focused on your best interests and your goals. Now, those three things, and you may be wondering, well, why are you continuing those three things? You'll see, and I'm really pleased with the outcomes that we've gotten by focusing on those three things, so we don't want to change it up. The grad rate, when they do announce the grad rate, we should see some positive movement there. I mentioned the NC attendance, but also just released today our standardized assessment results. We had a 7% increase in English and a 5% increase in math. And it's dedicated to the hard work of our incredible teachers and staff, but also the talented young people that we work with, just showing their brilliance. So we want to continue with that and move in the direction that we are headed. Now, this is a big job and a very big building, and there are a number of individuals that I lean on to help make sure that things go the way we intend. So I just want to introduce you to a few. You should see some very familiar faces as well as some new faces. So Ms. Robinson is an assistant principal here at Jackson Reed, not specifically tied to a grade level, but she supports all grade levels and she serves as my designee. Then we have Mr. Bargeman, who will be supporting our 10th graders this year. Mr. Anthony will support our 9th grade class. Mr. Minster is your assistant principal, so a big round of applause for Mr. Minster. Mr. Gibo continues to support our 11th graders, and Mr. Hall supports the facilities in the building. On that second row there, we have Mr. Sorrell, our Director of School Culture. And then we have three incredible math directors, Mr. Wims, Ms. McClure, and Ms. Lorenzo. Our athletic director, Andy Arrington. And we have a new member joining the leadership team, that is Ms. Wade. She is our Director of Specialized Instruction. So if you are someone that has an IEP or is interested in learning about different supports, please see Ms. Wade as she makes sure that we have all of the compliance metrics related to IEPs in place. And lastly, we have Ms. Lawrence. Ms. Lawrence is our point person for communications. So the weekly bulletins, our e-news that goes out, making sure that accurate information is on the website, that is the responsibility of Ms. Lawrence, who helps with the communication. So please fill out a QR code. There should be a QR code outside. If you believe you're missing information or you're just not sure, if you didn't get any communication thus far, so far we sent out about 2 emails. You should be getting them on Sundays, and we'll talk a little bit more about different touch points and communication channels. I've talked entirely too long. I really want to spend time and make sure you hear from Mr. Minster, your assistant principal. So another round of applause for Mr. Minster.
I can tell you there's a lot of excitement in this building. Maybe not in this room right now, because I see a lot of faces thinking it's summer really over. But I can tell you, we've had teachers and staff here getting the building ready, lots of energy, lots of excitement to greet all of our seniors, all of our students, but in particular our seniors for their last year of high school here. So I want to introduce my team, the class of 2025. Again, lots of familiar faces. If you could just stand up and just wave as I go through. Miss Elliott, Jasmine Elliott is our attendance counselor. I believe she is here. Maybe not, but she'll be here. Miss Mates, one of our counselors, and Miss Mates is here in A Dr. Secretary Robertson could not be here tonight, but she looks forward to seeing you on day 1. And Miss Lagan, who has 9 N through Z. Miss Lagan, if you can stand up. Oh, in the back there, she is. Miss Lagan. Miss Levinson, a lot of you are familiar with Miss Levinson. She's our college and career coordinator. She works with Mr. Reeves in our college career center, and you're going to be spending a lot of time, seniors, there this year, getting ready to send you along, hopefully, to the college of your choice. We have Dean Mark Martin up here, who will be with our 12th graders. Let's give it up for Dean Martin. And also, we have multiple social workers, but for the 12th grade, we have someone who's been here for many years and is dedicated to helping students when they're struggling, and that's Ms. Wilson. And we have Ms. as well. So our social workers do a lot of great work. All of our counselors really help you to be the best you can be in the school, and if there's troubles along the way, they'll help you. I'm going to actually ask David Thompson, who is a technology support, to give a quick update on technology. I had some questions about that, so Mr. Thompson.
Well, good afternoon, good evening. My name is David Thompson. I'm an instructional coach for technology, and my job is to leverage technology to ensure excellent teaching and learning. I want to talk to you today about device delivery. So if you are here and your senior doesn't have a computer, I will stay as late as we need to check out the device and make sure that your child or soon-to-be young adult has a device that they can use. Second, I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that the best place to find out information right now is our website. It has been rolled out. It is up to date. I've been checking it. It's really good. Seniors, if you want off-campus lunch, make sure you're checking that website because there's an off-campus lunch thing that you might want to be checking. Also, in addition to that, I just want to make sure that I shout out Sam Diggy. Sam is actually broadcasting. He's in charge of broadcasting on Tiger TV Live, this event right here. So if there's something that you forget about or something that you don't know, or you want to share this with somebody who is not here right now, it is being broadcast. This event right now is being broadcast. Laptop distribution, again, is going to be in the atrium at the help desk under the green umbrellas. I think that's all I got. Thanks.
Thanks so much. By this time, we all have for our seniors in terms of technology and technology use. In terms of mental health, talked about the social workers. We also have up here on the screen, you'll see our school psychologists. We have two, Dr. Mansour and Ms. Norval. We have a clinical psychologist, Dr. Arrington, who's here. So again, we believe that mental health, especially for teens today, you think after COVID, after the pandemic, there's times where teens are struggling. There are people here to help. So please, if you want to reach out to any of these folks, talk to the counselors, talk to the social workers, please do so that we can support you in every way possible. Let's talk about the daily life of being a Tiger here at Jackson Reed. Obviously, most of you are in your fourth year, you know the school, you know the rhythm of the school. There's some things we want to remind you about. In terms of arrival in the morning, we'd love everybody to be here by 9 o'clock for the start of the first bell. 2 entrances as usual. You can come to the front entrance, you can come to the pool entrance. In previous years, we had identified the pool entrance as upperclassmen, and we had most underclassmen coming through the front entrance. But either one, we want to get you in as quickly as possible, get you settled, get you into the building, get you ready for class. We will have a staggered start, so you might want to take a picture of this. And we did this last year. It's really useful and helpful. So seniors, you won't be coming for first period on August 26th, that's Monday, and August 27th, that's Tuesday. You won't come until second period. This really helps us with making sure we get everybody in the building on time. Obviously, you'll miss your first period on those 2 days, but your teachers will get you caught up. But the goal here is to get everyone in an orderly fashion, get back into that rhythm, get back to knowing where your classes are. That's another thing. We're going to talk about that in a second in terms of schedules. Nothing's changed in terms of the bell schedule, right? We have A and B days, and we have 4 classes with that alternating Friday. That's a typical schedule. This is really more for like 9th graders or 10th graders who may be unfamiliar with the schedule. But you'll have your 2 classes before lunch. Lunch is the same, and then you have your 2 classes after. As seniors, some of you will have the ability to leave early because you fulfill all of your graduation requirements and you have an internship or you're working, and Ms. Mace will talk about that. I know that the counselors have been working with you on your schedules, and so you're aware of where that is. And so you may not be here for the whole day, but our bell schedule B-Day. Attendance policy. Principal Brown mentioned this, and I do want to stress it, that senioritis is a real thing. We know that. We also know that it's really important that you start off as strong as you can, because what's going to happen come April is not only will you lose steam, but you may be taking 3 or 4 AP classes and you're studying for APs, or you have an acceptance into a college and you're like, done, I'm finished with high school. Not exactly, because of the policies of DCPS, any student who goes over 30 days, right, is in jeopardy of failing the class. So over 30 unexcused absences and you can get an FA. We don't want to see anyone in that boat. It's really important that when the student returns, that our attendance counselor, Ms. Elliott, who is not here with us today, is able to get that information in a timely manner, process that, so that those excused absences aren't counting against you. This is the protocol. I won't go through all of it, but if you are a senior who last year had issues getting to school, and some of those are excused absences, we understand, but tardies, right, if you're missing first period regularly and you're absent, that's going to have a negative impact. So it's really, really important that you start strong, that you're here as much as possible, and on those days when you are absent, that you have that note submitted in a timely fashion so we can make sure that you're not penalized on that. This is some new information, and I need every senior in this auditorium to pay careful attention to this. Everybody is familiar with WS. Can I get a senior to tell me what does WS stand for?
No idea.
Somebody else. WS in the back.
Waiting for submission.
Thank you. Waiting for submission. And I can tell you there are a lot of I shouldn't say senior students. There are a lot of students who, if I went in and looked in the grade book, were writing some WSs that went on for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. DCPS has changed the policy, and I want to make sure I read this. So this is just a very short part of the policy. You can go onto the DC website and read the policy in full. Students must be provided an opportunity to revise any substandard work, that is, any work that's graded as a D+ or below, if they put forth the effort as described and submitted the original assignment. Teachers are expected to provide targeted and actionable feedback for those students to support their improvement as they revise those assignments. All resubmitted work must be submitted by the late work deadline and can only be resubmitted once. So that is, you have an opportunity, you get an F on an assignment, you have an opportunity to revise it, right, by the deadline that's established, and the maximum grade you can receive on that is a C. Slightly different for the required curricular tasks, RCTs. We won't get into all of that now, but just know you have the opportunity to take an F and turn it into a C by revising it with the help and direction of the teacher. But this is the part that I underline, I put it in italics, and I'm going to read it out loud so everyone hears it. Teachers provide students with an opportunity to make up work when a student is absent, and late work must be accepted. All late work for assignments due before progress reports, right? So we know progress reports, we are 5 weeks in. All work in those first 5 weeks before progress reports must be submitted by the end of the progress report marking period. So you can't have a WS from week 2 that goes all the way to the end of term 1. That won't work anymore. That has to be submitted, revised to the teacher by the end of the progress report marking period. Assignments due before this period will not be accepted after the deadline and graded. So the point here is, if in week 3 you forget to do an assignment, the teacher says, don't forget to turn that in. Did you see the WS? And you wait, and it's the end of the term, 9 weeks in, it won't be accepted at that point. So please, change your thinking on this, knowing that you're a senior and you want to go to college, go to the military, do something after school for your, after you finish and graduate from the school. Make sure you start strong. Make sure you are paying attention to deadlines and you are communicating with your teacher, right? That's really important because the teachers are here to help you, not to hurt you. But if you're not communicating those WSs and you're not having those conversations, it's hard for the teacher to find you sometimes and make sure you get that work submitted. Lunch update, it's about the same $3 for lunch. If you need information for free reduced meals, you can find that at www.myschoolapps.com. Lunch is pretty much the same. Off-campus lunch policy. Every year, even if you have the ability to go off campus last year as a junior, we need one of these filled out, one of these forms for your child to have off-campus on-campus lunch. There are some restrictions around that. We call it reward and recognition because it is tied to grades. So you'll see here that seniors who want to have all-campus lunch must have earned and maintained a 2.5 or better. Parent permission, and it is again signed. Mr. Thompson mentioned there's some information online, but we need a hard copy of the sign. So when I finish the presentation, we will have copies up here. Please come and grab one, and if you want to go ahead and fill it out for your child and leave it with me, that's absolutely fine. I'll make sure it gets processed. But again, you cannot leave campus without one of these on file. And if grades slip, that may be revoked. So sometimes we have seniors who start off the year with all-campus lunch, but come term 3, because the grades have dropped, they don't no longer have that privilege. And I know juniors and seniors love to take advantage of that opportunity to leave campus, to have lunch with their friends. So please start strong and make sure to keep those grades up. All right, at this time, I'm going to switch and bring Ms. Lagan and Ms. Mates up to talk a little bit about the counseling program. So I'll be back. Let's give it up for Ms. Mates, Ms. Lagan, and
That being said, I'll just keep going through here. The counseling program. In all the years that I've been here at Jackson Reed, which I think this is my 15th year, we provide individual and group support. We are always available, always during the day. Our door is open. Please send us an email. We will respond to you. If you have additional issues that need to come up or you need to discuss with us, let us know. If we don't have a solution, we'll find one out together. Educational and career planning, we're here. We do have a great, wonderful college and career center. Academic development, we do it all. We've never missed yet. College prep, again, college and career center, we are well versed. We always consult with our parents. We always consult with our staff. You know your student better than we do, so we need you to talk to us and tell us what's going on, if it's something we need to help mediate, negotiate, or just clear up. Information on programs and activities. We'd like to tell you we remember everything, but we really don't. There's a ton of things here to do. Your student can do 1,000,001 activities, sports, the arts, tons of clubs. You should get involved, especially as seniors. More than anything, colleges like to know that you're doing something other than staring at a book and studying every day, all day. I tell everybody you've got to get out after school, go to the gym, go play, go take a walk the dog, do something other than work. Crisis intervention, we have a wonderful mental health team. We are part of the mental health team, so we are here all the time. In the event that we can't get in touch with you, we will do our best to continue dialing in. We will do an emergency contact as long as you have provided us with one. And finally, the biggest thing we do is tell your student to advocate. We know how much you love them. We know you're going to miss them. We want them this year to write us an email and say, I need this or I need that. Please, they can CC you on it, but your student has got to start to learn to do that, because once they go to college, you can't be on that email. Student schedules. They should be up to date as of today. If you have met with us and we have gone in and confirmed, if some of you are here tonight and you cannot see it, you may not have met with us. Consequently, we won't confirm it until we see you. We need every parent to verify with us that they know exactly what their student needs to do to graduate high school, academically, including community service, and any possible failure or credit recovery needed. Okay? Graduation requirements, nothing has changed. For all core content, it's 444. World languages 2. They can be 2 different world languages. Career technology, which CLCP,
are adding additional meeting times. This is the only time that we're going to ask you to come in person. And it's mandatory because there's significant paperwork that needs to be signed by the parents, so the LOU. And if there is a free period in case there's an internship, that paperwork. And again, we'll finalize the schedule. So these meetings are going to be in increments of 15 minutes, and they will occur starting on the 26th through the 30th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So this gives an additional 16 slots a day. On the 30th, it will be from 10 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. That's an additional 8 slots. We are going to offer evening slots on September 4th, the 5th, the 11th, and the 12th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So please be on the lookout for that information. That will post, I guess, tomorrow, where you'll be able to sign up. The same way you were able to sign up for the meetings in August, it's the same way you'll sign up for the September meetings and the late August meetings. Are there any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that. So a lot of raise your hand if you've already come in and met with your counselor. I just want to get a show of hands. Okay, all right, it's pretty good. So if you have not done it yet, very important you do it because as Ms. Bates said, we need to make sure you have all of your requirements and all the paperwork is signed off on, and it can't be done over email. So we really need that to happen because we want your kids to get out of here with a diploma and be on their way to their future. All right, College Board accommodations. I just want to mention this because every year since I've been in this school, this is my 7th year at Wilson Jackson Reed, we have students on SAT day and they're like, I don't have my accommodations because we don't control accommodations for College Board. The College Board controls accommodations. So we wanted to get this out early to you. There are 2 QR codes here, one in English, one in Spanish. If your child has accommodations currently in the school, and we know they're all going to be taking the SAT on the 22nd of October, that's in school, in the building, and you want those accommodations in place, please take care of this now. Do not put it off. Sometimes, people are scrambling at the last minute and the College Board is not able to provide those accommodations, and that can be very discouraging for a student. Ms. Wells does a great job. She's our testing coordinator. She's not here. In terms of those accommodations requests, you still do that consent form that goes to her. Her email address is there. She's asking that she has those by September 2nd, so that's coming up as well. So that helps her to coordinate that with the College Board approvals. It says it's not necessary to receive approval letter in the last 2 years, so some of you may fall under that category. And if you have accommodations but you want to waive them for the test, please contact Ms. Wells. And you might say, well, if you have them, why would you use it? Sometimes students say, I don't want to use my accommodations. But if it says you have accommodations, you will be in a room taking the SAT sometimes for like 6 hours. And the students say, why do I have to be here? Because you didn't waive, as it says here, the accommodations. You have to have that waived in order not to have those put in place if they were previously in place. As I mentioned, Ms. Levinson and Mr. Reeves are in our college and career. Ms. Levinson will be working with all of you, all of the seniors, so she's handling 9th and 12th, Mr. Reeves is 10th and 11th. A couple of things that she asked me to remind you. If you have never logged into Naviance, now is the time to do it. We've been telling you this at all the town halls. It's really important that you go into Naviance once a week, because what you will find there is information relevant to things happening in school. For instance, on Wednesday the 4th of September at 6 o'clock, there's a virtual presentation. Johns Hopkins helping you to get into colleges, not just Johns Hopkins, but other colleges, telling your story. On the 19th of September, there's a presentation applying to schools in the UK. So those students who are interested in going to school in England or Scotland, and we send students to those places. There's a great opportunity for you virtually to learn about what it means as a student in the US applying to a school in the UK. On the 23rd, Monday, virtual presentation on college application. That's our team doing that. All of this information, again, in Naviance. So we're sharing these with you now just so you get an idea of what's in there. So please be checking Naviance on a regular basis. And then you'll see on Wednesday, October 2nd, we have our college fair in the gym. And our HBCU fair is on Wednesday, the through. So those are just some of the things, reminders, updates, and events that will be posted in Naviance. 75 hours of community service. I got a couple emails, people were confused and said, oh, we heard it was 100. No, you are the last class in DC Public Schools that has to do less than 100 hours, 75 hours. Raise your hand if you've already completed 75 hours of community service. Okay, there's some. Good job, good job. Others have a lot of work to do. We have lots of opportunities for that. One of the things that we will be doing with Ms. Levinson is posting information through Naviance and also on our website. Ms. Lawrence, who you saw earlier up on the slide of our team, she actually has on the website now a place where you can click and you can find community service opportunities. So please start strong, do it early, because come April and May, once you have a college acceptance or you're almost out here, you're really not going to want to be scrambling to try to get those hours in. So please, please get those community service hours in early. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Wims, one of our NAF directors. Give it up for Mr. Wims to talk a little bit about our calendar.
Good evening, class of 2025. Let's give yourself a round of applause coming out tonight. So, school year. I am one of 3 amazing NAF directors here at Jackson Reed. I'll talk a little bit about our programs. Hopefully by now you're all seniors. You should be in the correct levels of your classes, finishing strong, finishing your internships, and graduating out of the academy. Here at Jackson Reed, we have the second most NAF academies in the entire country. We currently have 7. We have 8 CTE programs, 10 academies tailored totally when you add one specific to Jackson Reed. I personally oversee 4 academies: Academy of Hospitality and Tourism, AV Production, Graphic Design, and the Academy of Finance. I see many of the students that are involved in these various academies. Principal Brown talked about post-secondary plans. This is a huge topic for you all, especially the academy students. We will be working with you all to come up, you want to go to college, apprenticeship, trade school, whatever that might look like for you after high school. We are here to support, and we can be found in our academy hub. Ms. McClure, she oversees the STEM academies here at Jackson Reed. Biomed, IT, and engineering. She also can be found in the Academy Hub. All 3 of us, that's our office space, and we will be focusing again on post-secondary plans with you all. And then Ms. Lorenzo, she oversees AAA, which is the state of Jackson Reed, JROTC Cybersecurity, which we are one of 9 schools in the country that offer this program. And she also sees global services and diplomacies, which is the former WISP program here, which is also home to Jackson Reed. These are just some of our internship partners that we have here at Jackson Reed. I know I see a few of the academy students here, and they're probably intern with some of these programs. And if you would like to apply, this is kind of for the students, 9th, 10th, 11th graders. By now, hopefully you all should be already in an academy and finishing strong in the academy. And make sure when you all seniors, when you get your schedules, please make sure that you are in the right class. Your classes are coded correctly, and that you have taken all classes needed to complete the program of study. Again, this is mainly for underclassmen, so hopefully by now you all will be finishing strong. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Williams. So when we think about family engagement, there are things we do to try to engage parents, to have families come, to be a part of our community. In terms of communications, I won't read all of these, but obviously you're familiar with the weekly email that goes out, our website, Canvas, lots of teachers use Remind. We have obviously Naviance we talked about, the PTSO, and our wonderful PTSO parent reps. We'll hear from Mr. Brown here in a minute. Those folks are getting you information. If you aren't on any of those, like the PTSO email list, or you need to get on those ways for you to do that, please make sure you do that this year, especially seeing there's so much important information that we send out. So without further ado, I'm going to have Mr. Brown come up. Come on, give him a round of applause.
Hey everybody, parents, been doing this for 4 years now. You know I'm here to ask you for money. So that's the big thing. We do have our QR code out there to try to make this as successful a year as possible. There's a lot of events that will be happening this year. We have a little bit of a hospitality sign-up specific to senior parents, right? We know this is our last year. We're seeing our children off. If you'd like to try to be involved a little bit more this year, and try to just, if we have any events that maybe you can ask for some assistance for, whether it's giving out popsicles, helping out at different field events, setting up, it'll just be a list, or you're not committing to anything, but it's just there in case you have that time to kind of help out. Obviously, the more hands that are available, the easier it makes it for all of us. Again, it's been enjoyable 4 years. This is the last time I stood up in front and asked money. There's going to be a little bit of confusion with emails because there are a few things that I don't know if about senior citizens or not tonight. Right. So there's going to be 2 pockets of money that you're asked for. The PTSO donation is not your senior dues, which would be kind of coming at some point. Okay. So I just want to make that clear. The senior dues are kind of an issue that paying for everything such as graduation, prom, things like that. Right. So again, that will be a separate email. We'll try to make it as clear as possible. What the dues are, how to take care of those, so that will be covered. Okay, but that is separate from the PTSO donation. So if you do donate to the PTSO tonight, don't be confused. That does not go towards your senior dues. All right. Again, we have a QR code outside. And if you need anything throughout the year, we're always available for email. So Joel's here somewhere. She mentioned I should remind everybody to look in their emails for your senior portrait email. Okay, because that came specific to parents via email. They also send a postcard, I believe. So you have to use that and sign up for your senior portrait time. Good? All right. Have a great year.
So much so just to be clear, senior dues are $125. It pays for a lot of things, including things like for graduation, you each can get your diploma, folder, all of that. You also are paying for, part of it's going towards prom, and you're working on that. There also is the incentive, those of you that submitted your re-enrollment early, it's $100. So we have a list of everyone who and I had a couple emails, did you get mine? And yes, we have a complete list of everyone who submitted re-enrollment early. Me mentioning re-enrollment, there are some families who have not yet re-enrolled. You cannot get a schedule, you cannot attend classes until you've re-enrolled. So if for any reason you're confused about did I re-enroll, or you need any kind of clarity on that, you can email me. I will put you in touch with Ms. McFarland and Tasha Martine, who are our re-enrollment specialists for the 12th grade. Super important that you're re-enrolled because you can't get a schedule if you haven't re-enrolled. All right, I want to bring up someone else who's very important to this school because so much of our school culture is with athletics. Let's give it up for our AD Anderson.
Hello, class of 2025. How many of you guys are in athletics right now? We've already started the seasons. We've had our volleyball tryouts, our soccer tryouts, field hockey will start on Monday. Cross country started this past Monday, and football's been going since August 1st. Good evening, everyone. I'm Patrice Arrington, your athletic director. I'm located in room A300. Some of you guys know where I'm located, some of you don't, so please stop by and come and visit. I have 2 people on my staff. We have Assistant Athletic Director Nadira Ricks and also my athletic coordinator, Ms. Thelma Ortega. You probably have seen them out at your tryouts early in the morning since soccer begins at 6 a.m. So I do want to talk to you guys about what you should already know. If you're a returning athlete for the fall, for the winter, for the spring, please make sure you get your paperwork in. Those athletic forms are extremely tedious. Make sure everything on the form is filled out. The name, the address, the insurance information, the insurance phone number, the policy number, everything has to be filled out correctly. Or another person on my team, Dr. Jamila Watson, who is our wonderful athletic trainer, will send it back to you. So I get thousands and thousands of emails of people asking me, have you received my child's paperwork? I don't see it until it gets approved by Dr. Watson. So if you're getting an email back from her, she needs a detailed information of what is wrong with that paperwork. It could be a stamp from the doctor. If your doctor doesn't check off on your UHC that you were cleared for athletics, you have to take that back to the doctor and get a second stamp. You cannot just check it off yourself. Dr. Watson will not allow it. It has to have another stamp and date so we know that you actually took it back to the doctor. So please, you guys, if you're interested in playing a sport or want to continue your sport in the winter and the spring, make sure you have that paperwork. Also, we of course have athletic boosters. You heard about the PTSO. We also have our athletic boosters that keeps our athletic teams running. We have 38 sports teams here. Half of them are not funded by DCIAA. So we need support. We also need volunteers. It looks like the PTSO has a plethora of parent volunteers. We would love to have the same amount of people coming to help the boosters. Most of the teams are self-sufficient. It's not a lot of work. We just need you to be there to help maintain things, volunteer when we have certain events. But please, if you're interested in getting involved with the athletic boosters, please send me an email. That was all I need to say. Yes, if anybody has any questions. Oh, girls basketball. If you're interested in playing girls basketball this year, please get in touch with Coach Sorrell. We have a new basketball coach this year. We're looking for lots and lots of girls to participate because we want to try to have a JV team. We would like for all of our athletics to have JV teams, and basically for the program, it helps us to maintain our strength. And we are really big on our athletics, as you guys know. We've had so many state champions, DCIAA titles. We want to continue that. So, interested in basketball, please get in touch with Coach Sorrell. And I wish you all a fantastic year. Again, please come and say hi. I have snacks in my office, given out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So if you're hungry after school, you know where to find me. I'm the little bird's eye office in the gym, so you can look up and sometimes see me looking out on game events or in PE classes. But I think all of you have already taken PE. So again, have a wonderful year and welcome back.
Something else I want to make sure you know is Miss Clemens. Is Miss Clemens here? She is somewhere here in the building because Miss Clemens is one of those staff members who all the teachers go home and she's still here. Because Miss Clemens is our after-school activities club activities coordinator. You heard Miss Bates say earlier, get involved, be involved, do things senior year. Some of you are involved in 3 sports. I get it, you're busy. Some of you maybe not so much. I would highly recommend that you get involved in a club, some kind of activity. We have so many, that's just a short list of them. Obviously on the website we've got them all listed. But these are things that will help not just to build relationships in your last year, but also hopefully build interest in different areas, whether it's robotics or chess, anime, whatever it is, things that you can possibly write about when you write your college essay, right? Maybe you get involved in a club, maybe you get involved after school in some activity that you can then use as you're applying for colleges to talk about how you've been involved in your school and how you've grown as a student. So this is the last slide. This is a QR code. Let me just explain 2 things. First of all, I would ask, just in terms of the number of questions, that you please grab this QR code. You put your questions in there, and I will respond to you by tomorrow morning. You will have a response. In some cases, some of the questions, I know, I can already feel it. Some of the questions are going to be, what is the commencement graduation date? Hasn't been set yet. DCPS has not told us that yet. So if you are going to put that in there, I can't tell you that. We will know that at some point. I do want to just quickly say to you that we know for a fact that senior clearance is June 10th, 11th, and 12th. What senior clearance is on June 10th, 11th, and 12th is your child comes to school and they make sure they've turned in all their books, that they don't owe anything to the school, that they have all of their graduation requirements in place, that they have all of their community service requirements in place. You have to go through the clearance process in order to get a diploma. This past year, there were at least 2 seniors who, when it was the last day for seniors, and by the way, what is the last day that seniors have school? That is on June 6th. So Friday, June 6th is the last day. Don't be like 2 seniors last year who said to me, we're going to Europe. And I'm like, really? You're going to miss clearance? Because if you miss clearance and you don't do all of those steps, you don't get to walk across that stage and get that diploma. So they changed their schedule. They were there at the ceremony, which is great. So please remember, June 6th is the last day for seniors, and clearance is the 10th, 11th, and 12th. On the Friday, June 13th, I know that's an ominous date, we have our graduation practice. That's really important that you're there because you need to know how to come in, how to go out. We practice here. We don't go. By the way, the graduation ceremony the last couple of years has been down at the sports complex, the old St. Elizabeth's. And it's a great space. All of DC Public Schools graduate from there. But we practice here on June 13th. We also do our big class picture. We provide lunch for the students. That's dues, or that's some of the things the dues pay for. Somebody asked me earlier, like, what did the dues pay for? Well, during homecoming, seniors get t-shirts. At the end of the year, seniors get t-shirts, which is why when you did your senior check-in with the counselors, we asked for your t-shirt size so we can make sure that's all part of the dues. You get a t-shirt for homecoming near the beginning of the year. Homecoming is in October. You might ask, when is the homecoming day? Homecoming dance? That's October 19th. That's a Saturday. All of this, by the way, is on the calendar. You can access that. But again, I just want to go back to the end of the year. Those last days, not just the last day of school, but those clearance days are really, really important because you need to make sure you're clear. We want everyone across that stage. And I'm assuming that our commencement date, the DCPS will tell us, will be around June 16th, June 17th, or June 18th. One of those 3 days. So you will get that information. As soon as we get it, we will make sure we send it out. So yeah, please take this QR code. Any questions you have, shoot them my way. If it's a question that pertains to the mental health team, I will send it to our social workers or to our counselors. If it's a question about schedule, I will get you to the right people, connect you to the right people, but I will be collecting all of these questions and answering these questions tomorrow. The last thing I want to say, this was mentioned earlier, at off-campus lunch, I have a stack of 80, 90 pieces of paper here. I just had another teacher, Mr. Patillo, thank you, ran and grabbed pens for me. So some of you are going to come up here and line up and probably fill this out today because your child's going to forget it the first week of school. You want to get off campus lunch, so please do that because the sooner we get in, the sooner we get processed, the sooner you'll be able to leave. Again, if you meet those requirements in terms of academics here. So here's to a great year. Please contact me if you have any questions. Thank you for coming tonight and look forward to seeing you to this last year of high school.